Good morning, y'all. We're going to continue on in our deep dive into God's holy word. We left off at the end of verse 2. So let's pick it back up at verse 3. Then said God, "Let be light," and was light. This is the shortest verse here so far. And what's interesting about this verse here is the word "let be." It doesn't have a Strong's concordance number above it. So I don't know what that is. I don't know where it comes from. It is kind of a mystery. I guess we'll have to explore that in the commentary. But the word light is illumination. It's Strong's concordance word number 216. It's illumination or luminary. So Elohim spoke light into existence. He spoke illumination into existence. The word "and was" 1961 means it came to pass. So, and God said light, and came to pass light. So it's emerging from the word of God, from the mouth of God. Moving on to verse 4. And saw God the light that good it was, and separated God between the light and the darkness. Again, we're seeing the word 216 for light here. But what I want to look at is the word "and saw," the word that the verse 4 starts with. What I found out was pretty interesting, actually. So that word is 7200, so 7200 in Strong's concordance. And that word in the Hebrew language is pronounced ra'ah. Ra'ah. And yeah, that's a primitive root to see. Now, what do we see in human history, and in particular when it comes to deity worship? Well, in Egypt, we see people worshiping this deity known as Ra. Now, isn't that fascinating? To me, that almost signifies that people in Egypt were worshiping the action to see. People were worshiping the means to see, instead of the one who does the seeing. So let's look at the word that good it was. So that's 2896. This word is from 2895, or sorry, 2895. Tob is the word. Good as an adjective in the widest sense, used likewise as a noun both in the masculine and feminine, the singular and the plural. Good, a good or bad, good, a good or good thing, a good man or woman, the good, goods, or good things, good men or women. Also used as an adverb, well, beautiful, best, better, bountiful, cheerful, at ease, so on and so forth. Many, many different adverbs. So yeah. Let's look at the word and separated and between. 914 is and separated. Bodal is a primitive root to divide. Separate, distinguish, differ. So God spoke into existence light first, as we see in verse 3, and then in so there's darkness already. Darkness was first. And then God spoke into existence the light, the luminary, the illumination. And what do we know about light? It's information. So darkness reigned. In this turning deep. And then light was introduced. So there must have been a mixture. It must have just been gray. Or light and darkness were one and the same. And so God divided the two. He put a separation between the two. (996) for between. Bang. So yeah, it's a distinction. So the light and the dark are distinguishably two separate things. That may seem obvious to us in this, as we inhabit these this experience because it's just a priori an obvious truth to us. But in the beginning, it was not so. So God had to make it so. And the darkness is the same darkness that's used in previous verses, 28, 22. Moving on to verse 5. And called God the light day. Okay, this is profound. So this is the first time a label is being assigned to a phenomenon. That phenomenon being the luminary, the illumination, or the light. Let's look at what he's doing here, because that's a verb. He called the light day. So 71:21. Yeah. To call out to, i.e., properly address by name, but used in a wide variety of applications. So to call out to. So he called out to the light by name. Now, later on, when we encounter the word name, whenever that is, wherever that is, we'll be looking at that word in a very deep way. Because name, the meaning of name has lost its value through the English language, in my opinion. Let's look at the word day. 31:17. Yom. Oh, interesting. From an unused root meaning to be hot. A day, as the warm hours, whether literally from sunrise to sunset or from one sunset to the next, or figuratively, a space of time defined by an associated term, often used adverbs, so age, always, chronicles, continually, daily, day, days, elder, end, evening, ever, or everlasting, evermore. Full, life, long, now, old, outlived, perpetually, presently, remaineth, required, season, since, space, process of time, as at other times, in trouble, whether, when, while, whole, full year, yearly, younger. So there's the full sense of the word day, and it's capitalized. The word day is capitalized. So there's a sense of reverence here. So this is because God is calling out to the light what it is. There's a reverence there. Day. This holy light, this holy illumination. And there's no duration here yet. It's just there's light, and he calls it day. Or he calls out to it. So the first figurative definition is a space of time defined by an associated term. Often used adverbs are age, always, chronicles, all the ones that I listed. So this is why I want to learn Hebrew, because I want to see which adverb is being used here. So, and called God the light day, and the darkness he called night. Let's look at the word night. 1961. Haya. A primitive root from 1933, Hava, so to exist, i.e. be or become, come to pass. What? Hold on. Night. 1961. Hold on. 1961, yeah. To exist, be or become, come to pass, always empathetic and not a mere copula or auxiliary. Beacon, altogether, be. Become, be accomplished, be committed, be like, break, cause, come to pass, continue, do, faint, fall, follow, happen, have, last, pertain, quit oneself, require, use. So there does seem to be a discrepancy in the definition here of what night is. 1961. That's what it says. We'll put a tab in that one and add that to the commentary. I'll do some more research on that. But yeah, 1961. There does seem to be the letter, like the number is above the last character in the word night. So it does seem to be missing something there. Like it's positioned somewhat over just like the end of that word. So let's move on. And was evening, and was morning, day 1. So, after God separated the light from the dark and called the light by name, called out to it by name, and calling out to the darkness by name, which there's a mystery there, because he's not calling it out by name like he was in Yom, or for Yom, for day, 31:17, 31:17, 31:17. Yom. So, where it means to be hot or to be warm, or as the warm hours. It's just, I wonder here, because darkness is, and God had to speak into existence light. When the light is no more, we return back to the state of things being as they are. Because that's what the definition is for this word that's being represented as night. 1961. Yeah, it literally means to exist. Huh. It's almost like God is calling out to the former state of existence before he spoke into existence light. He had to act on the darkness. To counteract it, to counterbalance it, essentially. To balance it out. So when the light is gone, things are as they are. The way I see our experience here in life is that each day is a microcosm of an age, essentially. Each day presents itself with its own evil, with its own troubles. Now, the day and what happens inside of it, there is an acting upon the darkness. So in an age, there are dark ages and there are Renaissance ages. There are mornings. I mean, we're starting to, we've been hearing about the dawning of a new day since the 70s. The age of Aquarius, right? And we'll get into dispelling this fear about the zodiac, because it's actually, I read through to verse 20 in Genesis, and well, I won't do any spoiler alerts, but we'll get to that. So there is a new age coming. A new day is dawning. We are awakening out of our slumber that we've been in for I don't know how long. But what's important to take note of here is that after he called out by name the day and what is, there was evening. What is evening here? So 6153. Which is from 6150, dusk. Ereb, night. So this is where we see the word night, where it's translated in English as evening. And was morning. So first, he spoke into light, and he spoke into existence light. The light went away, and there was night. So first there was darkness, light, and then night, which we understand as the absence of light, and was morning. Now there is no sense of passage of time other than the ordering of these words. And which one precedes the other? Evening precedes the morning. But there was darkness, God spoke into existence light, and then the light went away. And there's no returning, it just says, and was evening and was morning, day one. So that may be a commentary on the fact that darkness existed first. He spoke into existence light. And there you have it, day one. But let's look at the word morning, 1242. Properly dawn. Oh, the word is boker. Boker. Dawn as the break of day, generally morning. So yeah, day, early morning, morrow. We know what that is. It's when the sun rises. What is the word one? 259. And the same word used for day here, for day one, is the same word that was used when God called the light day, or called out to the light. But it's in lowercase. The only distinguishing mark between the two word forms is that there's a small little thing underneath the second character of that word in the lowercase. So 259, 1. It's a numeral from 258, which that word 258 means it's a primitive root to unify, collect one's thoughts, go one way or other. So, but 259 is a numeral from 258, properly united, i.e. one, or as an ordinal, first. A, alike, alone, altogether, and anything, a piece, a certain, day, daily, each one. 11, every, few, first, highway, a man, once, one, only, other, some, together. So it does seem that an ordinal, they're using it as an ordinal here. And that word is echad. And then there's this interesting character that signifies the end of day one, or the unified day. Anyway, very interesting. So we're going to be looking at, I think we've covered pretty well what this mystery word night is. I'll do some more investigation into that, but I think it's pretty clear that night is just the absence of light, and it is what things are as they are. So it's interesting, who you are when you go out at night is who you are. I think that's why a lot of demons like to people who are severely occupied and oppressed by the darkness, those who have an absence of what God speaks into us, the life that he breathes into us, prefer to go out at night, prefer to live in darkness. And that's why you see all manner of wickedness at night. But when someone who abides in God goes out at night, they become a light, a shining light to that darkness. So May that be inspiration for those that are following in and after Christ. Stay strong. Stay rooted. It's an experience where you do encounter resistance and you do encounter spiritual attack and possibly physical, where it meant, it elevates or escalates to the physical or descends to the physical, or I guess elevates if it's darkness. Anyway, we'll pick up tomorrow in verse 6, where we will look at what's going on I guess on the first day, because no, it would be the second day. Yeah. Because there was darkness first, then there was light, and then evening, and then morning. So it leaves off at the beginning of the second day. A full day is from dark through the illumination of darkness, the cessation of that illumination, which returning to darkness, and then an illumination. So dark, light, dark, dawn. That's a full day. All right. I love y'all. May peace be with you. Thanks for tuning in.